Hello guys, playing the one and only, the Stanley Parable today. Let's get started.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Interesting.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them.
Sounds like the
and
best
in
job
what
ever.
order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of
I mean, we
every
could pay
year.
just smash some
And
keys
although
around.
others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders
Well, I guess that
came,
depends how much you got paid,
as
huh?
though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him
Whoa.
to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his
Well.
desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, let's adjust some settings here. First off, let's get some subtitles up. So that way, if I'm talking to you guys, you can still understand what the narrator is saying. Mass acceleration, let's go ahead and actually, let's still disable that. Enable that, and let's get back to it. Well, there's nothing in here. Let's see, 428. Is there achievement for this door? We'll come back to it. Doesn't
All
look
of
like
his co-workers were
none of
gone.
these
What could it
doors will
mean?
open.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right, the meeting room. Duh. Where is the meeting room, though? There are no directions to point us anywhere. Is this the meeting room? This is the meeting room. Nope, that's not the meeting room. Not the meeting room. Definitely not the meeting room. Yeah, nope. Meeting room? Nope, not the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Which door do we enter? Let's go to door the left. Okay. It's quite interesting. None of these doors open. Guess we'll just have to keep going into the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person
No
here
one
either.
here.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
To the
hoping he might
boss's
find an
room.
answer there.
Broom closet. Oh, that door opened.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here. So he turned around and got back on track.
I want to pick up something. This is quite.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
Are you
Just
sure,
an
Mr.
empty broom
Narrator?
closet. No reason to still be here.
No, there has to be a reason now. There has to be a reason now. Okay, I think I'm just
It was
wasting my time.
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his
Let's go
boss's
downstairs.
office.
Let's see what's downstairs. Let's do something he doesn't say for once. Anything behind the stairs? Piece of paper. I can't really do anything with it. Ooh, this is quite the creeps.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
But
And
everyone
then
did
something
vanish.
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For
What?
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
That's right, I have no
Why
feet.
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
You just went
And
through
for
here.
that matter, these
This
rooms
is
were starting to look pretty
trippy.
familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Oh
No,
man.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
What is
And
going
at
on?
last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
What
I'm
is going?
dreaming!
Oh
he
duh.
growled. This is all a dream.
Oh, achievement unlocked. You can't jump.
to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job
Let's
pushing
just keep. What
buttons.
happens if you
I
walk
may
backwards?
as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Oh, we can't. What
So,
is that beeping
he
noise?
imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too
We are
appeared.
dreaming.
It was so much fun.
Whoa.
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Oh, it's.
How was he
That's
remaining
the
so
car.
lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
That'd be so cool.
Now the
You had a
was
voice
describing
dictating
itself being considered
and
by
narrating
Stanley,
every
who
move
found
you
it
had.
particularly strange.
Okay, maybe
I'm
it would be
dreaming
cool.
about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have
What
to
did it
take
change? It
responsibility
changed.
for
We're in a
himself?
different room. No, we're not. We're not. I
Stanley
lied.
is as awake right
That's
now
embarrassing.
as he's ever been in his life.
I just didn't notice the clocks. Look,
Now,
the clocks,
hearing
and
the voice
didn't
speak
notice
these
them
words
before.
was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
Yeah,
this
voice.
voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Nighty-night.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
We're gonna wake up.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my
Living
life
the life.
exactly the way it's
The
always been.
American dream.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
The suspense is killing me.
I am okay.
We're gonna wake up at the desk again. No, we're still here. Oh man.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I
have a
I
boss.
have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who
What is
am
going
I?
on?
And everything went black.
Oh.
This
going
is
on?
the story of a woman named Mariella.
Hmm?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
What's going on here?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body
She's
of a
standing
man
there
who
looking
had
at a
stumbled
body.
through town talking and screaming to
What do I
himself,
do?
and then
I
collapsed
just
dead
stumbled
in the
upon a
sidewalk.
body.
And although she was
Let's just
too tired
ponder
to
for a
call
little
for an
bit.
ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
What is she considering?
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Oh shoot, I'm one of the
And
crazy
in
people.
that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Really
It
now?
was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
The rest of her life.
She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring
This is like a
down at the
really
body,
long moment.
and then she turned and ran.
I'm so confused as to what is going on right now. Oh man. What? Okay. We're back here again. So let's just go ahead.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? I'm so confused. What is going on?
When
Should
Stanley
we go to the
came
right
to a
door?
set of two
Let's go to
open
the right door.
doors, he entered the... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Oh,
knew
no.
it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Alright, I guess we're gonna go to a different
Ah, yes, truly a room worth
route
admiring.
this time.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Blue.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Alright, we're gonna stand here. Well.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished,
Really
here you
worth
sit
it.
looking at these chairs
Alright,
and
I'm
some
going,
antiques.
I'm going.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh man, decisions. No, let's go through here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Oh my gosh, where are we? Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Well, guys, we're gonna have to do it. Whee!
But in his
Oh.
eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley left from the platform.
I guess that
and
wasn't the
plunged to his
smartest
death.
idea.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Alright, we're doing this again. We're doing this again. Alright. Here we go, right through here.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When
Alright.
Stanley came to a set of
You know,
two
we'll do
open
left again. We'll
doors,
do left.
He entered the door on his left.
Is this door open? Nope. Here's the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Time to go to the boss.
Feeling a wave
Uh,
of disbelief,
drawer got
Stanley
stuck on it.
decided to go up to his boss's office.
Yeah, the
hoping he
broom
might
closet.
find oh no, oh no, 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 not
All right,
again.
I didn't
won't
do
be
it.
Part of this. I'm not going. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
All right,
to
we're
his
going
boss's
upstairs.
office.
That's locked. Whoa, this is a fancy boss office. What's this say? Executive bathroom. Oh. What do I do here? That's locked.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Where's the boss?
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had
Oh,
been
now we gotta
keeping
find
from
the-
him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad.
This game is
Stanley
so witty, I
managed to
love
input
it.
the correct
Oh.
code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened
Ah,
passageway.
this is so cool. Where are we? I have no idea. Guess we're gonna have to find out in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and favorite, and we'll see you